Alright guys, welcome back to this channel. Real quick, I'm going to be showing you what I did in terms of my analysis on this currency pair. As you can see, this is GPP JPY. I'm going to be showing you my analysis on this pair and how I was able to cut my trade real quick on this particular currency pair. So stay tuned while we dive into the analysis. Okay, pretty much this happened. This is actually an analysis I did, on 3 days back, talking about Thursday, as you can see right here. And then this is actually a poem. As you can see, the walk up keeps moving. As you can see, this is the walk up real quick. This is just the pull, so this tends to be the walk up. As you can see, walk up, walk up. This is how it kept moving. It kept moving like this, had a little retracement, came back, you understand, and this is how it kept pulling, keep moving, and boom, up to this level, keep moving like this. It kept on like that, and up to this point, I think this was actually my TP. So this was where I hit my TP, and that my TP actually happened to hit in the London section of Monday 16th of February 2026. So as you can see right here, all the way through from Thursday, and remember it was just a little bit after the New York section that I was able to get into the market, and we're able to hold this trade as you're seeing here. And as you can see right here, we're able to hold this trade all through the weekend. Even when the market wasn't in section, the trade was still on. I didn't really close the trade. I had to hold it that long, and it kept on moving up to this moment where we're able to get our full TP, as you can see right here. So pretty much I'm just going to be showing us how I was able to do this. And most of the couple of times this is how institutions go ahead and trade. This is how big institutions, the hedge funds and all of them. This is simply for swing traders. Are we together now? So it's not for intraday trader and the rest of it. This is for strictly for traders. All right, so pretty much I'm just going to show us a little it's just a simple confluence that I happen to employ or deploy to be able to get this done. All right, I started from here because the market was around, as you can see right here. This is actually we could liken here to be Asian section before the London section. So in the Asian section of Thursday, I was able to locate a vivid inverse header and shoulder, as you can see right here. So this is my inverse header and shoulder, as you can see right here. So this is pretty much it. So I'm having a pole here, I'm having another pole here. Are we together? Can you see it? For some of us who has gone through my video on market structure, you know that I treated this. If you've not, you would see it right in this channel. All right, so this is one of it. So I'm just locating my inverse head and shoulder. So before I actually even got into this trade, I had already caught a long position, kind of, but not that. It was just a risk to reward of say plus or minus 1:2 ratio. So I had to do this, and this was where I got into the trade, just directly below that region where you have I have my inverse shoulder, as you can see right there. I had to place my stop loss there. Then this was where I got into the trade. Yes, as I saw that it was actually approaching this particular break even, I had to get into the trade, and I had to this was what it was for me up to my take profit. So pretty much it was not that much, but we're having about 66 pips or thereabout. It's quite okay. So that was that. So after this TP, there was a pullback down. There was a pullback. Now in the pullback, I didn't really trade the pullback because I wasn't, I think I got distracted from the market, so I was doing something else. I didn't really pay attention to this currency pair. If not, I would have also traded the pullback. But here is the thing, because in my inverse header and shoulders, you can see right here, head and shoulders, you would find out that this is also um I have an I have a point of interest here, as you can see right here, where we have some couple of buy stops here, as you can see right here. So I had to pay attention to this area while I waited for price to get through to that area and happen to leave from there. So immediately I got through to this area. This is a zone. This is actually a zone. So immediately I got through to this zone, and price action rather got through to this zone. What I had to do was I had to now stake my trade, and I entered early enough, because couple of most of the times we have to wait for break even and all of that before entering, but I entered very early. And part of what sponsored my entering very early was because this is actually a 15-minute time frame. It's a higher time frame, so to say. So I had to step it down to my normal, to my 1 minute. First of all, I stepped it down to my 5 minutes. I'm just giving you a rundown of actually what I was able to do right here. So I had to step it down to be able to look out for my confirmations right in the chart. And as you can see, I had my confirmations right here. So I had price action had to break through this level, that is on this even, and it was a clear confirmation that yes, price has actually given us a change of direction, change of character in this point. So I had to wait for a retest to that level, which was this, and then holding this trade um, was quite long for me. And before I actually entered I actually entered a buy on this trade. I had to ensure that first off I got all the necessary confirmation. Now the first confirmation is that price action has to give us this change of character here. As you can see, change in state of delivery right here, and it did a retest, but that's not what I was actually after. If you watch now, there's a fair value gap right here, so I needed price action to actually come back to this fair value gap, and then I will not getting through into the market properly. So that was actually what I did on my 1 5 minute time frame. Mainly did this and retested this particular fair value gap to close all of these imbalances right here, and that was when I entered the trade, and that was how I was able to hold this trade, because I wasn't really looking at if you watch closely, you see we have our first TP here. Let me remove this so you see clearly. I was able to enter this trade around here. If you watch, we have the first TP right here. So we kept holding up to this point where we kept holding up to this point where the first TP was smashed. As you can see right here, it smashed it, but I never gave in. I still felt that I could still do some, and couple of more right here. So I kept holding it, and then that was how I was able to clear all of this, as you can see right here, up to this particular point. It was at this point I got, and then my risk to reward, as you can see right here, is we're having 1:4. That's quite a big one, you understand? So that was how I was able to pack out all of this fund from the market, making here my my TP, my take profit. So pretty much that was how I was able to analyze this market, and then get through to my TP, as you can see right here. So that was for this trade. Now also remember, when we were talking about market structure, if you've not watched my video on that, you would see it right in this channel. Go ahead and watch every of the video you can on market structure. I really took time to dissect a whole lot of things. I remember that I said this is a key zone. There's also some couple of confluences I had to look at for. Remember, we have some liquidities, as you can see right here. We have break of structure, which you have right here. Are we together now? We have break of structure, which is right here. We have break of structure right here. And couple of break of structure right there. We have, yes. So we have some, liquidity also. If you watch closely and if you look closely, you also see liquidity breakout structure. If you watch closely, you also see some couple of liquidity as you right here. As you can see, these are some of it. So these are some of the things that are to make this particular point a, you know a big deal for me, and that was how I was able to make this trade possible. So pretty much this is where I'm going to be drawing the curtain off from this particular video. If indeed this video was educative to you and impactful, do well to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you would be notified whenever it is we come your way. I'm leaving a very important educative video for you. Yes, if you want to also be part of our community where you get to see how we analyze this in real time and take all of this trade in real time, then do well to click on the link to join our community. Now if you're also a newbie and you're looking at for capital to be able to um become a trader, to be able to start up your trading career and all of that, I also leave the link right in the description for the best platform you could use to be able to get started with your trading career. All right, I'm going to be seeing you in the next video. Stay safe.